Father Gerry Kleba is a priest that doesn't shy away from social justice. In his new book, Are You Still a Priest?, he confronts many of these issues. Father Kleba, it's an honor to have you here today.
Well, thank you.
What are the social injustices that you feel need to be discussed?
Well, the basic tenet of my book is to try to redeem the church after the bungling of the abuse scandal. And currently, of course, a movie that just received a Golden Globe nomination is a movie called Spotlight, which looks at the whole Boston Globe investigation of this issue. And I mean, it's a good movie, and it looks at this tragedy, but the tragedy gets so much publicity that people forget that certainly well over 90% of the priests are not involved in the kind of abuse issues that are the heart of this. And so my effort in writing this book was to say that somebody has to tell the healthy, holy, good stories of priest-children relationships, because if there isn't a way to redeem these, then, well, really, frankly, then there's no church. Right. I mean, if your children don't trust priests and priests can't be trusted around children, there's no tomorrow for the church.
So I'm hearing how you were personally affected by that publicity, and this is your response and what you feel you can do to make a difference.
Well, here was my aha moment. See, when I was the pastor of St. Bridget's Church in the housing projects downtown, I was also a board member at the YMCA, and so I arranged it for some youngsters from the neighborhood to get a campership at the Y's Camp Lakewood. And so one fourth grade boy named John Nichols, his story's in the book, wrote a very nice thank you letter to the YMCA. Now, this was in 1992. The president of the YMCA said to me, could you get permission from his parents for us to take your picture and see if they'd allow us to put it on the front cover of the Y annual report? And so, of course, they gave permission, and the picture was taken. And I have my arm over the boy's shoulder, and there's a basketball balanced between our knees on this picture. And so one day, 8 years ago, I came home and I saw the picture frame kind of glinting in the sunshine and on the piano in my house, and I said, oh my God, look at that. It says YMCA 1992, and that meant that kind of picture with a Protestant organization, a Catholic priest who's white, and an African-American youngster, that's going to be a good fundraising picture. And so we'll put it on the cover of our magazine, and we'll send it out to all the donors in St. Louis. And I thought, now, in 2002, when the Boston Globe did their Spotlight expose, 10 years later, if anybody wanted to put a picture out like that, it's poison. It's verboten. It's crazy. If you were the fundraiser at the Y and you said, oh, I have an idea for a good picture, you would lose your job immediately. So I thought, somebody has to try to redeem this again so that it's okay for a fourth grade boy to sit on a bench at the playground and talk to a priest and balance a basketball between our knees.
How's been the journey for you to get this book published?
Oh, it's been almost impossible. 12 Catholic publishers. Now they didn't write this in their rejection letters, because nobody put that down. But face-to-face, when I went to publishing conventions, they said, priest children's stories are poison. And I thought, oh, if Catholic publishers think that, what do others think? So I got 19 rejections. My New York book agent said, don't worry about it. J.K. Rowling got 35 rejections, and then she sold 45 million Harry Potter books. And I said, well, but the difference is she's 30 years younger than me. I don't have time for another 15 rejections. So I published the book myself, and but it has cover blurbs from Bill McClellan, from Rabbi Susan Talbay, from David Classie, the founder of SNAP, from a prominent Jesuit at St. Louis University, from psychologists. And so people need to, so once the priest abuse scandal became big news, then all of a sudden people said, how do children get along with teachers, with coaches, with camp counselors?
I want you to answer that question, and we're going to get a little bit more into the content of your book after we take a quick break. Save that thought. Stay with us at STL Live. We'll have more with Father Gerry Kleba after this break.